have a lot to discuss this morning, including the new rule the NFL just put in place late yesterday regarding players kneeling during the national anthem. And parents' groups very upset this morning about the second season of the controversial Netflix show 13 Reasons Why. Have you heard about this? We're going to get into all of it and more with NBC's Craig Melvin and Dylan Dreyer. Great to see you both.
Hey, good to see you.
All right, so let's talk about NFL. So this turned out to be a PR disaster for the NFL in the fall as the league was split and some players were kneeling for during the national anthem and some weren't. Yeah. And now they've tried to control it by issuing this new rule saying all the teams and any league on the field must stand. But if you want to protest and you don't want to stand, you have to sit in the locker room.
You can sit in the locker room.
Don't come out on the field.
Yeah.
And President Trump weighed in on this, speaking to Brian Kilmeade of Fox and Friends this morning, saying, if you don't want to stand during the national anthem, maybe you shouldn't be in the country. Oh. People feel very strongly about this. Like, even looking at you guys, half of you are like, yes, and half of you are like, right? I mean, it's got the country very divided, which is the problem the NFL has with this.
Which is what I think. You watch football, you watch the NFL, you're there to watch a football game. So I feel like this is their way of taking any kind of political division, just trying to get rid of it. So it's like, however you feel, you just can't show
express
that here.
It elsewhere.
You can't express it here.
Thing, though, Major League Baseball, the NHL, they have policies. They don't have policies, actually, that dictate whether players should stand during the national anthem. The NBA does. The NBA requires its players to stand in a dignified posture during the national anthem. But the NBA also has a number of superstars who have carved out quite the niche as being social activists, whether they're wearing shoes that have Black Lives Matter written on them, and we remember the Miami Heat from a number of years ago, wearing hoodies. So I think what the league is trying to accomplish, they're not going to be able to accomplish because the toothpaste is out of the tube. I mean, you've got so many athletes now that want to use their platform to raise awareness about a variety of different things. I talked to an NFL player yesterday, a former NFL player. I'm not going to name his name. But he said that, players were already talking about how they can continue to protest.
They'll find another way.
Yeah, so I don't...
See, to me, it's so dicey because if you're a player who wants to stand and wants to show the respect for the flag, for the country, for the anthem, all of it, and you're on a team where other players are not standing and it's causing all this controversy, it's affecting not only your own feelings, but it's affecting the bottom line of the NFL. I mean, there were executives, including at NBC, who came out and said, we believe it's not helping the ads, the ad rates and the sales that are going on. And so the NFL was taking a financial beating and those showing the games. And so in a way, it does have a negative effect on the bottom line and on the money, which is paying all these guys. That's what they're doing out there.
Some have suggested that was the motivation for the new rule change.
Oh, of course. Do you think? Absolutely. I mean, it was a PR nightmare for Roger Goodell, but it was also a financial problem for them because, like, the ratings, I don't know, depending on the report, some said they went down, some said they didn't, but the bottom line was getting hurt because viewers at home were like, I am never watching them again. And a lot of viewers felt that way.
We've also had some folks now in the past 24 hours who've come out and said, I'm never watching again because they're not going to allow these players to protest. One of the things that's always struck me about this from the very beginning, Colin Kaepernick, the San Francisco 49ers quarterback that started all of this, what he was protesting, the protest itself sort of became co-opted. I mean, you had a lot of folks who started to kneel and protest, and you would ask them, they weren't kneeling for the same thing. So then it became this sort of amalgamation of, 5 or 6 different protests. And I think that was probably one of the things that people took issue with.
The thing, the problem is, among the others, that protesting is a fundamentally American right. I mean, it's one of the things that makes our country beautiful. It really is. It's one of the reasons those soldiers who fought for our flag died, so that we have the right to protest. And you may not like what somebody is saying in the protest, but the right to do it is one of the most beautiful things about our country.
To petition the government for a redress of grievances. It's in the First Amendment.
There's a reason it's in the first.
It's before any other, so yeah.
But when it's done in a commercial setting, which the NFL is, right? It's not like no one's going to stop any of these NFL players from going out in their spare time and marching in the streets or joining, if it's a Black Lives Matter protest, joining with that. But when you bring it into the workplace,
at the start of the game,
if we tried to do that here, our boss would be able to say,
we would have some questions.
And would legitimately be able to say, ultimately, even potentially, you're fired if you don't follow the company mandate on behavior at the workplace.
They are employees, and that's something that's, I think, probably also gotten lost in some of this.
I don't know. People have strong feelings about it.
And it's not going away. Like, we'll still be talking about this 6 months from now. This is not the league's rule change. You know, I mean, the collective bargaining agreement is currently being reviewed by the players' union, so there's
now we're just going to be talking about who's sitting in the locker room.
Yeah,
now it's going to change from who's kneeling to who's in the locker room.
There you go.
So the debate goes on. Okay, 13 Reasons Why. Now, I didn't watch this because I think it would be too upsetting, frankly.
That's exactly how I feel.
It's just a lot of
I just don't
darkness.
Want to put myself through that dark. I mean, just a dark.
Suicide.
Yeah,
it's a show
it's about suicide.
Suicide.
It was about a young girl, a 17-year-old girl named Hannah, who gets bullied, raped, and then commits suicide. And parents had, you know, differing reactions to the first season, but it was very controversial because young kids are impressionable, and some thought it not glorified the process, but really hung it out there for you to look at and consider. And now
that's what was scary about it.
And now they've got season 2, so they're doubling down. And apparently this one ends with shocking graphic violence, and I won't give it away for those of you who want to watch it. But there's a real question about whether this should be put out there without, you know, the proper warnings. We got a warning from our kids' school saying, and we have little ones, 8, 7, and 4, but saying this is being put out there and your child should not be watching this on his or her own. Like,
what age is it directed towards?
I think teenagers, but anyone could potentially do it. You know, if you know how to download a show on Netflix,
Are there
you
ratings
can watch
on TV shows?
On Netflix,
like on movies?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Netflix, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, I think it's different. When you go to a movie theater, obviously, it's R, PG-13. Some of these streaming services, you know, it's a little dicier. You know, there's such a thin line between raising awareness and encouraging. And I think when you have young, impressionable minds, and I think that's probably who the show was initially geared toward, I just don't know what service is necessarily provided other than like entertainment, like pure entertainment. And there's so many other ways that we can entertain ourselves. So I don't know. And we know that we have a epidemic in this country, an epidemic when it comes to like teenage suicide. I don't know. That's, you know.
I know. It's not something. I mean, my kids are little, and I know yours are too, so we don't have to think about this yet, but it's coming for us. You know, these kinds of discussions.
We're sticking with Sesame Street.
I know, exactly. Exactly. In our case, PJ Masks. Okay. On a lighter note.
Catboy.
On a lighter note.
Oh, is that what you guys watch?
Well, Catboy is one of the PJ Masks characters.
Catboy, yeah, exactly.
I haven't gotten into that yet.
It's my son's favorite. Sorry.
We should tell you that Netflix did give us a statement. They said soon after the season 1 launch of 13 Reasons, we saw global conversation explode on the controversial topics covered by the series. We understood we have a responsibility to support these important discussions after hearing that more than half of parents want more guidance from mental health experts. We've added additional resources to 13 Reasons Why. .info, which will now include a viewing guide to help parents and teens start these tough conversations. I mean, a little okay, but a day late and a dollar short, I think. You know, like that's whatever. That's my personal opinion. Okay, to lighten it up, navigation. There's new information out. Now, do you believe in the old lady driver thing?
Oh, I'm not touching
You know, how lady drivers are supposed to...
Tell us what you think. Who's the better driver in your family?
It's not even so much about
navigation. She's going to make you touch that.
She is. I know my wife's watching. It's not about navigation for me. I just like to sort of be in control. That's all.
Yep.
My wife can...
I can see that.
Well,
she navigates fine.
I have to tell you that there's a new study out by University of California, Santa Barbara, which suggests that men are, in fact, better at navigating.
Drop the mic.
Not actually
They're better at navigating. Not driving necessarily.
Follow a map and can get us from point A to point B.
At driving.
That's fine.
I have to say, I believe it 100%. I do.
I'm okay with that. I still am the much better driver. Sorry, Brian, but he can get us somewhere. He's got a great sense of direction.
We all base it on our personal experience, right?
Yes.
And the reason I believe it is because I am so bad at navigating. I am like George Costanza. Whatever I think, do the opposite. Do the opposite, because I honestly, if I'm like, I think we came from that way and we go, it's always the opposite.
Right.
Doug has completely written me off.
Even navigating on foot, on our honeymoon, we were at the Amalfi Coast. So it's very windy, it's very hilly, but there's water around, right? It's the coast. So I walked out of the hotel and I'm like, I really think we have to go that way. And my husband's like, no, like we have to go towards the water. We're trying to get from the top of a mountain to the bottom of a mountain, go towards water. And I'm like, And I really wanted to walk the exact opposite direction. And
now, wait, I have a question for you. Are you good at foreign languages?
I mean, I take Spanish, but...
Okay, so no, because I have read elsewhere that if you're bad at navigation, you're probably good at foreign languages. Like the same function, the part of the brain that controls that. I mean, I tend to be good at foreign languages.
So let's say yes.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yes.
All right, last but not least, we've got to get to this. McDonald's, there's a proposal to eliminate plastic straws. At McDonald's shareholders are considering this today. The entire fast food industry has been criticized for using these hard to get rid of plastic packaging.
What is this?
Look at this.
Are these
but some people are unhappy about it because they
them.
don't like paper straws because I don't know, they think they're kind of flimsy, right? They're kind of like.
Are these paper?
Yeah, these are
That's
paper.
good paper, though.
What do we think?
But
How do we feel about them?
I don't like the paper straws. I understand the point behind it because the cup is paper, so let's make it all paper.
Forget the straw. I love the milkshake.
I was going to say, all I know is I'm having a vanilla milkshake for the first time in like 30 years, and I don't really care how I get it.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic.
And a cherry.
Here's the thing, though. I mean,
Sorry, guys. I'm totally distracted now.
Really good. So good.
I think it's something like 4 times as much solid waste as we did just 40 years ago. Like, we've got to do something. And if McDonald's is using, apparently, literally 1 million plastic straws every day, perhaps we should.
Because you don't really
The
recycle
EPA
the straw.
says the United States has produced 258 million tons of solid waste in 2014, which is up from 88 million tons back in 1960. Think about it. That's why you see the little birds covered in the plastic out there, and it doesn't, it's not biodegradable. So we can suck it up, literally, right? Let's suck it up. Cheers, guys.
Or you can not use the straw altogether.
Great to see you. So good. We'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.